Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Thomas, a second-year student studying Biomedical Sciences and also the chairperson of the HKU Biomedical Sciences Society. It's a pleasure to be your MC today. We are here to learn about two exciting programs, the Bachelor of Science in Bioinformatics and the Bachelor of Biomedical Sciences. We'll know about how the curriculum is structured and the career prospect. If you have any questions, we have a Q&A session at the end, and feel free to ask any questions you may have, and we will be delighted to respond. First up, we have two experts in the biomedical data science field, Dr. Joshua Ho and Dr. Jason Wong. They jointly serve as the program directors of the Bachelor of Sciences in Bioinformatics. Let's hear from Dr. Joshua Ho first. Dr. Ho, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all here to this hall to listen to this admission talk. My name is Joshua Ho. I am a program co-director for the Bioinformatics program at the University of Hong Kong. One thing to begin, I want to tell you one thing that I've learned. I've been in this faculty for 5 years. Increasingly, I say medicine is a data science discipline. Okay. Medicine is a data science discipline. In everyday work, you can imagine a doctor collecting different sorts of data by talking to the patients, by recording their ECG, getting their doing auscultation, getting a lung and heart sound, doing blood pressure. These are data. You get genetic data from sequencing the human genome or sequencing the virus from your different swab to get your microbial DNA content. You get data from X-ray images, CT, MRI. These are medical imaging data. Or you can even have data that you can collect from your mobile phone, your wearable device. Medicine is a data science discipline, and it's in this context I'm very happy to tell you about bioinformatics. So let's look at this video. Hope this works. Okay, no. Can someone help me press on that button to show the video? Oh, maybe I can do that. Okay. So what this video will show, which will begin very shortly, is a 4-year undergraduate program in the Faculty of Medicine at Hong Kong U, where we teach bioinformatics. It's a discipline where we combine computer science,
This video will give you an overview of the Bachelor of Science in
Bioinformatics
program offered by HKUMed. Our bioinformatics program provides students with essential statistical data analysis skills, key algorithms for biomedical informatics, and fundamental concepts in modern genomic and health technology. We nurture the next generation of biomedical data science professionals who are well equipped to work in innovative areas of growth, such as precision medicine, digital and mobile health technology, big data analysis of electronic health data, and global health analytics. As a 4-year full-time program, it provides students with essential training for future leaders in modern digital healthcare innovation. Students learn through a variety of pedagogical methods, ranging from traditional lectures, data science laboratory practicals, problem-based learning tutorials, web-based learning, as well as research projects. Students are required to complete 240 credits across the 4 years, of which 96 credits are major courses, 36 credits are Common Core courses, and 18 credits are language enhancement courses. The remaining 90 credits are for minors and electives. During the first 2 years of study, students will take foundation courses that integrate knowledge across disciplines, including biomedical sciences, mathematics, statistics, and computing. We provide students with ample opportunities to gain work experience in the industry, as well as local and international laboratories relating to bioinformatics and health data science. Internships can be taken in a credit-bearing course during the semester or as a non-credit-bearing experience during the summer break. The focus of the final year of study is an in-depth, year-long research project in a specialized field of bioinformatics under the guidance of a supervisor. If students wish, they can elect to take one or more minors on top of their major in bioinformatics. Minor options include digital health and biomedical data science. To accommodate individual interests, selection of any minor offered by other faculties such as computer science or science entrepreneurship is also possible. BSc Bioinformatics graduates will be equipped with practical and transferable skills applicable to a rapidly maturing interdisciplinary field that is of high demand in research institutions, hospitals, and the pharmaceutical industry, both locally and internationally. Check out our website or contact our staff to know more about the Bachelor of Science in Bioinformatics at HKUMed. This video.
Okay, so let's go on. Why study at the University of Hong Kong, particularly our Faculty of Medicine? We are actually a globally competitive, really, in fact, prestigious university. So I've worked in a number of different places in Australia, in America, but I actually really find we have some of the best colleagues, particularly in our area of biomedical science and bioinformatics in our Faculty of Medicine in University of Hong Kong. We actually rank high in the area of clinical and health in the Times Higher Education ranking and the QS ranking. So ranked 13th in last year's Times Higher Education ranking clinical and health. So that means in the whole world, there's only 12 universities that are better than us in this area. So which is, I think, quite incredible. Medicine, as I said, is a data-intensive discipline. What I would encourage you to think about is the healthcare system in the future is not just about having doctors, nurses, your pharmacists, your Chinese medicine practitioner, and other allied health workers. These are the human health workers that we're familiar to today. What I want you to think about is healthcare worker tomorrow that may consist some kind of artificial intelligence, some kind of automated computerized systems that can analyze your DNA sequencing data, that can analyze the virus sequencing data, that can trace how a global pandemic is spreading across the world. You might need even an AI system to talk to you via a chatbot. You might have AI system on your mobile phone that can keep track of your various health parameters. And that is important because the healthcare system of the future is not just about the people alone. It's about people working hand in hand with automated, high-quality computer systems. And bioinformaticians are the people who are well-equipped to develop this kind of systems. So when we talk about bioinformatics graduates, we're talking about people who can develop genomics and precision medicines technology, including technology that can analyze tumors' DNA sequence, identify mutations in your individual's tumor, so that when a doctor treats your cancer, is really treating your cancer, not just lung cancer, liver cancer, but your cancer. We look at digital and mobile health, including developing mobile apps, developing wearable devices, the software that are in those devices that allows you to analyze and collect those data. We have a lot of very good technology that uses AI to read chest X-ray, for example, read CT scan images, and these are all about AI in medical imaging. In fact, this is a field that is very advanced. In hospital, people are actually using this kind of technology already to support or augment what a radiologist do in a day-to-day practice. Big data analysis of electronic health record. This is actually really important, particularly in the last few years. You actually see this the result of big data analysis of electronic health record data. That's how we know in Hong Kong the effectiveness of various antiviral drug for COVID-19. That's how we work out the different side effect or the effectiveness of COVID-19 vaccines. These all come from large big data analysis of this kind of electronic medical record data. And of course, our faculty is really leading the world in our effort in understanding and modeling the epidemiology or the spread of infectious diseases such as COVID-19. And really, this is what our faculty is really well known for in the world. And all that is thanks to bioinformatics. So we have a 4-year undergraduate bachelor degree program. We have a relatively modest intake of 15 as of now. And that's really important that we really take people in and we give them good advice. So a student-faculty ratio is excellent in this program. We want to have really personal one-to-one advice. We want to make sure we give you internship. In fact, our internship program is basically guaranteed. Right? We want to make sure everyone who wants to find a job or in a research lab to do work, they can do that. So this is a program that hosted in the Faculty of Medicine, but we do collaborate with the Faculty of Science and Engineering to deliver some of the courses. So these are some practical examples. For example, in the early stages of COVID-19, the University of Hong Kong and Hospital Authority has been collaborating, develop some kind of medical imaging analysis system to really detect or diagnose or classify COVID-19 patients and distinguish them from other pneumonia patients. So this has been great. This is another one that you can imagine your mobile phone, you can take pictures on your skin moles to decide whether skin mole is malignant or benign. So basically you have a pocket doctor with you all the time to help you screen for potential diseases. So it helps you with earlier diagnosis or detection of disease. Another example, again, is by combining DNA sequencing of the viruses and also epidemiological data, such as movement of people, we can really track the movement or the spread of the virus in a community. And again, this is something where you need to combine mathematical modeling skills, DNA sequence analysis, and all sorts of bioinformatics skills. So with that, I'll pass on the time to my colleague, Dr. Jason Wong, who will tell you about the program, the curriculum.
Hey, thanks, Joshua. So I'll continue on. So I'll tell you a bit more about, okay, so if you decide to choose this program, what will you actually study, right? So I think this program is quite unique in the sense that, you take very diverse subjects, as you can see here. We first have foundation courses, and that covers biomedical sciences, statistics, mathematics, and computer science. So you'll do these in your first year and second year, and after that you could sort of choose to specialize more in either one of these 4 topics. But what's, I guess, most important about the program are the anchoring courses. So these are the courses that really teaches you how to bring together the skills from biomedical science, statistics, maths, and computer science to tackle actual problems using the skills. So we have each of these in the first, second, and third year, and they're problem-based courses where you'll learn, use problems and apply the skills that you've learned from the other courses. So apart from that, we have hands-on data laboratory courses in the third year. So these would give you experience collecting the data as well as analyzing. So so not just analysis. So there'll be one on genomics and one on digital health. And as I was saying before, so in terms of elective courses, really depending on your interest, you can do more biomedical science, statistics, or computer science. And it's a really flexible degree because you can get, of course, you can minor as well in our own program in biomedical data science, digital health, but you can minor in any other topics in the university. So, computer science would be quite a common, popular choice for our students. So, and of course, like other programs here, there's opportunity to do exchange or internships. So exchange usually happen in the third year. And, there's also a possibility to articulate to MBBS or other, there's other programs. And these are currently being developed in our program, but we expect them to be in place by next year. So I think the question that we get asked the most is what are the career prospects? So I think divide this into sort of 3 parts. So the first one, I guess on your left, is the data science oriented careers. Okay, so you finish this program and you actually want to find a job outside, right? So if this is the path you want to take, I think you can either work in hospitals. So increasingly, hospitals are hiring scientists to take care of genetic sequencing data, or even other kinds of radiological data, etc., and also actually electronic health records. So it's hospitals certainly will have positions. Apart from that, as you all know, Hong Kong is increasingly sort of investing in biotech and technology. So at the Hong Kong Science Park and Cyberport, there are companies such as the Hong Kong Genome Institute and ASTRI. So these are government-funded institutions where they require lots of data scientists, especially those with expertise in biomedical science. So for example, the Genome Institute is going to sequence 500,000 people in the next 5 years in Hong Kong, and certainly they will need a lot of bioinformaticians to do the data analysis for them. So apart from these, there are other sort of well-known companies, more established biotechs in Hong Kong, such as Phase Scientific and Prenetics. Apart from that, I guess another one is pharmaceutical companies. So maybe these are more opportunities overseas, since in Hong Kong there's less R&D in big pharmaceutical companies. But I also want to say that just say if you decide that you don't want to pursue a lot of biology-oriented work because of the because of the data science training, it's also possible to have a career as in investment bank insurance companies, because these, even though they're sort of in the finance industry, but actually they also treasure people who have some knowledge in the biology domain, biomedical science domain. So that's the sort of the job options in terms of industry. The other very common option that our students take is in research. So probably about a third of our students would typically do research, and our program resets you up well to do postgraduate studies, PhD, MPhil in a variety of topics. Could be locally or internationally, or you could work in the academia field as well, such as in core facility and as a research assistant. And I say this, because actually nowadays to do further research, PhDs and MPhil, especially overseas, there's actually a need to gain more experience in a research setting, and that's where these core facility scientists and research assistant positions are useful. And lastly, as I've already mentioned, is articulation, intercalation options. So these are still in progress, but they should be up and running by next year. So one is MBBS, and the other one we currently have is Masters in Public Health Intercalation. Yeah, so how we help you prepare for this? So so I think our program has a lot of gives you a lot of opportunities. Firstly, it's the internship. So there's for both in industry and as well as in research. So we sort of guaranteed paid summer internships for you in year one, and you could do more in second year and third year as well. There are going to be credit-bearing internship courses as well as final year projects. So essentially you can get work experience as part of your degree. And also we hold excursions during reading week to go to science park and hospitals, so you get a better idea of what the industry is like. So in research it's very similar. You have the internships. We have credit-bearing research immersion courses. If you're very interested in research, you can do this from the second year, and of course this final year project. And lastly, for articulation, of course, being in the Faculty of Medicine, you would take a lot of the right subjects that allows you to articulate anyway. And also if you decide to further through data science, you would say computer science, statistics, and maths. Okay, so just some photos for some of the experiences we took our students to. So we visited the Genome Institute, the D²4H, a Laboratory of Data Discovery and Health, and these are based in Science Park. And then also we went to visit the Gleneagles Hospital in last year. I guess lastly, then some information about the program. So JUPAS code 6470. So as with our faculty, we score based on the best 6 subjects, and these are the minimum criteria, and there's of course interviews. So yes, this is the scoring system in our faculty, and it's the same for MBBS, BBMS, etc. And yeah, so some of the scores. So last year, our lower quarter was 35. Yeah, and we have a very small cohort. So I think, as Dr. Ho already mentioned, it's one of the advantages of this program. This you get very close experience with close mentoring experience with the PIs. So yeah, and then for non-JUPAS, yeah, so of course chemistry and biology, and mathematics. So what I should say is that for IB, you know, you don't need high-level mathematics, but of course it'll be good if you have it. Yeah, and otherwise it's just language requirements. And then yeah, in terms of cutoff for IB, it's 37, and yeah, A levels is 3 A's, and yeah, etc. And yeah, so for non-JUPAS as well, there will be an interview and yeah, the sort of personal statement, and we look at your extracurricular activities, etc. And yeah, so then just lastly, the interview. So yeah, for the non-JUPAS, that's coming up quite soon. Actually, it'll be in December. Yeah, and yeah, and there will be a second round as well. And for DSC, it will be close to summer next year after results are released. Yeah, so that's all from us. So you know, here are some of the links to our IG, etc. And yeah, and so that's it. Thank you. So we'll leave the questions to the end, and now I'll invite Professor Julian Tanner to talk about biomedical sciences.
Thank you, Dr. Joshua Ho and Dr. Jason Wong, for their insightful speech. I'm sure we have gained a deeper understanding on how bioinformatics works. Following that, we have Professor Julian Tanner, Program Director of the Biomedical Sciences Program. Professor Tanner, please.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you to Dr. Wong and Dr. Ho for presenting around the bioinformatics program. There's so many exciting things which are happening in bioinformatics and in biomedical sciences. My name is Julian Tanner. I'm the director of the Biomedical Sciences degree program. We've been going a little bit longer than the bioinformatics program, but we're sister programs here, and a lot of the exciting things happening in biomedical sciences and biotechnology and all of this area in Hong Kong. You know, it's really exciting to be working here, and I hope that, you know, many of the students here today will be excited about joining either of these programs. So biomedical sciences is the relationships between health and disease, and the scientific principles there, understanding health and the sciences all around this. And really important for this program is this link with innovation and technology. All of this is changing so fast, and all of these links with health services, healthcare industry. In Hong Kong, this sector is growing very fast. There's a lot of exciting things happening at the Science Park, a lot of things exciting across the Greater Bay Area, across all of China in this area. And all of our teaching and learning is really closely linked into these changes and being engaged with that. So here at HKU, we have excellent biomedical research in our School of Biomedical Sciences, across all of our clinical departments. And it's linking with all of that research happening here, our world-class research and our high-quality teaching, and having good interactions with all the students. And there's international recognition, and having international opportunities for our students is very important. Let me give a couple of examples. Professor Danny Chan, he is the director of our school, director of the School of Biomedical Sciences. He does a lot of research in degenerative conditions, and is both understanding the molecular biology underlying these sorts of diseases, and then going from there towards therapeutics and thinking about ways that can help patients with these diseases, but really at the cutting edge of linking basic biomedical sciences through into translational research, and then impact on patients working with our clinical colleagues. Professor Stephanie Ma is one of the professors in the School of Biomedical Sciences, working in cancer, and in particular in stem cells and cancer. I'm sure many of you here have heard around all of the fast changing understanding around stem cells. And again, this is something where we can link the basic understanding of molecular biology and the cell biology then into new treatments, new therapeutics, and new diagnostics for cancer, again, working with our clinical colleagues. So there's lots of exciting research. And during your undergraduate studies, you'd have chances to engage with these sorts of research labs. And then if you wish, go on to PhD studies to be taking this route as a biomedical scientist career. Joshua had presented this data before. HKUMed is one of the best universities in the world for clinical and health and for medicine. You see 13th globally in the Times Higher Education University rankings. So it's a really excellent environment for learning and for research here. So we've been going for just over 10 years for biomedical sciences. We had our first intake in 2012, four-year program. Our first graduates were in 2016. And to give you an idea of the size of our classes, we have probably between 50 and 60 students in the next academic year for biomedical sciences. And for biomedical sciences and bioinformatics in particular, it's highly international cohort of students. Many international students are also joining. So this diversity in the class is great for the learning and for all the interactions and different diversity amongst the students. In terms of the profile of where students are going on to after they graduate, the graduates are going, around half go on to PhDs. So they're looking at careers in biomedical sciences as professional scientists, either in Hong Kong or overseas. You see these are several of the institutions where our students have gone on to PhD degrees. About 13% go on to other professional degrees, including the MBBS here at HKU, other medical degrees overseas, veterinary medicine and so on, which I'll come on to in a moment. And about 30 or 40% go into direct employment in careers and research and development, both in Hong Kong and internationally. So a four-year program, and we have our objectives to offer a strategic training in the fundamental state-of-the-art sciences and to have a core knowledge base of the key disciplines in biomedical sciences. Across the 4 years, this is the structure. So in the first year, there are biomedical sciences core courses. You'd also be doing common core courses across which are from all the 10 faculties of the university. So this is quite tied in with learning across all the 10 faculties of the university. And then the courses become more specialized through into year 3 and year 4. Year 3, many of the students will be going on exchange or on articulation overseas. Around half of our students will be doing one or the other. Or students can stay in Hong Kong if they prefer. And then in year 4, that really links more and more into research as the final year project being linked to one of the research labs becomes an important part of that year, or doing an innovation team project where one is working within a team with other students with an innovative biotech idea. And then this links into our aims to be developing innovation and entrepreneurship a lot across this program. So we have various features. We have summer internships, articulations, and we have 3 minor programs linked to the program. So the summer internship, we have 3 types, some which are local. So mainly here within the Faculty of Medicine, being linked into the lab. So this would be in June and July in the summer, and being effectively seconded within these research labs, working alongside the PhD students. Overseas research internships. This is linked with many top universities overseas. So this is typically after year 2 in that summer or after year 3. And then industrial internships. So many at the science park, and students can spend 6 or 8 weeks working with a company and getting that experience beyond the university. And so this is a big, most of our biomedical science students would be doing this in the summertime across each of the years. Capstone research projects. This is when the students engage with research. Really, that helps them decide, whether they would like to go on to PhD studies. And the diversity of medical research is really broad. It could be interest in molecular biology, could be interested in clinical research or clinical trials. It could be research in kinesiology or in public health or epidemiology. Medical research is very broad, and so students can choose what they would like to be researching on in that final year project. Innovation team project is the other choice for the capstone project, where students work together, come up with an innovative healthcare technology idea, and we actually have a lot of people and lots of our colleagues from the science park who are involved with companies who come in and help advise on this course as well. So this is really exciting and really preparing students for careers ahead. So we have articulation programs. We have 3 of them, one with the MBBS here at HKU, one with the diagnostic radiography degree at the University of Sydney, and one with the veterinary medicine degree at the University of Edinburgh. So just to give an idea of the numbers and how this works. So this works that in year 3 of the program, the students who do this would go and be doing this articulation program. So year 3 would effectively be the first year of the professional master's degree for veterinary medicine at the University of Edinburgh. Then one would return to the University of Hong Kong in year 4, complete the degree. And then if you decide, okay, I'd actually like to be a professional vet, then one would have the option to apply for the master's degree back at the University of Edinburgh and then complete in another 3 more years. So it reduces the time of the professional master's degree, and that provides a route, say, for example, of veterinary medicine. Similarly for the MBBS at HKU, that there is an articulation, and then students can apply for the MBBS for postgraduate entry. And if they do get in, then it will be shortened to 4 years. So it would be a total of 8 years towards the MBBS, and they'd also be getting the biomedical sciences degree. And then the other one is University of Sydney, diagnostic radiography, where it's similarly shortened. There hadn't been many students for a few years, but this was because of COVID. We have several students doing this diagnostic radiography articulation right now. So these are options in terms of articulation, and students have had really great experiences in each of these articulation programs, both at Edinburgh and here at Sydney for diagnostic radiography, and of course across the MBBS. And if one were to take this route, then also the enrichment year would be exempted. So then it's 4 years postgraduate through to completion of that. Besides the articulation, we have minors. We have 3 minors. One is genetics and genomics, biotechnology and clinical research. One is kinesiology. Students don't need to take a minor, but if they would like to get that expertise and have that as an important part of their education, then that is an option. So the biomedical sciences has a lot of options and flexibility, which really allow a lot of choice. And this is really a great thing for both biomedical sciences and bioinformatics, is this elements of different choices for students. We have been developing experiential learning. It's really exciting now that we can travel again after COVID has finally passed. So we had an exchange visit to Singapore just earlier this year, and then we'll be continuing that. Exchange visits with Zhejiang University and in Shanghai, and we'll be looking to expand a lot of these opportunities, both nationally and internationally. Many students go on the Worldwide Student Exchange, particularly in year 3, so either 1 semester or 1 year. A list of several of the universities where our students have gone on an undergraduate student exchange are listed here. You can see many of the world's best universities on this list. So these are also options. for students on the biomedical sciences degree. We put a strong emphasis on our academic advisors. Every student gets an academic advisor, also gets a peer advisor. So a student in a more senior year to help the transition from secondary school to university. This is someone who you can connect with all the way across your years of study. And they also someone one can turn to when you're thinking about careers and what you will do after you graduate. And helping with that. So a little bit about the admissions for 2023 to 2024. These were the DUPAS entrance requirements for BBiomedSci. We look at 6 best subjects for 6 subjects on HKDSE. And the tiebreakers for HKDSE on the DUPAS will be the interview performance. We'll also be taking into account school principals' nominations and all of the other, everything else listed on this list. So we'll be looking at several of these criteria. So the scoring system which we will be using for the DUPAS is shown here, which has those bonus points on the 5-star and 5 double-star. So this is the scoring system that we'd be using. So the results for DUPAS in this year, so from 39 was the lower quartile score, and the median and the mean were a little bit higher than that in the last year for DUPAS entry. So non-DUPAS students, so we take from several programs, of course, from the IB, from GCA level, and other international exams as well. With their, of course, English language requirements, second language can be a second language other than the English language. And the non-DUPAS lower boundaries are shown here. So IB was 37, the mean was higher than that, but that is the lower boundary. GCA levels, 3As, it would be the mean was quite a lot higher than 3As. So these are the boundaries in terms of the non-DUPAS admissions. And we'll be looking at the referee's comments, your academic achievements, interviews, extracurricular activities. Just for some information, DUPAS interviews will be held next June and next July, before and after the DSE results. Non-DUPAS coming up quite soon in December. And then there'll be some more after the main round. There's lots of information on the website, on Facebook, on Instagram. I'll leave that up for a while. We'll move on to Q&A in a moment, but first, actually, I will pass over to our Dean, Professor C.S. Lau, just to say a few words. Yeah, so Professor C.S. Lau, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Julian. And我哋大家想我講中文、英文，不如我講個中文，好嘛？我哋都係。Are we all Chinese speaking? Yes. It doesn't matter to Professor Julian Tanner doesn't understand what I'm going to say. Whatever I say is something very positive about the School of Biomedical Sciences. 咁講返中文啦，咁歡迎大家啦。其實首先我遲到，因為我哋今日都好多嘅不同嘅學科嘅課程，好多呢啲講座，咁全部都疊埋，咁亦都我哋嘅校園咧，你都睇到我哋係都而家都唔細㗎啦，都幾大下，成條沙宣道，咁慢慢仲會去引申到去側邊沙宣道嘅添，咁所以要走嚟走去就遲咗嚟，呢個第一啦。第二咧就係咧見到咁多同學咁有興趣嚟聽呢個課程咧，咁我想講一聲就係恭喜你哋啦，因為咧其實咧生物科技咧係啱前幾日呢個大家都聽到我哋行政長官個 policy address 啦，都話俾大家聽咧，我哋要維持我哋香港人嘅健康，同埋要保障我哋香港人佢哋病咗之後有最適切嘅呢個嘅治療咧，係好緊要。 咁其實頭先 Professor Tanner 都講過，呢1-2年咧有好多嘅新嘅發展。政府咧喺呢個嘅科技嗰個嘅研究或者科技嘅發展嗰方面咧，係大量咁樣投入資源，係尤其是喺醫學科技嗰度。咁如果你哋真係認真有睇呢個嘅施政報告咧，其實其中一個嘅好大嘅發展咧，就係會希望我哋將來係香港咧係喺個藥物啊用藥嗰方面咧係點樣可以領先。香港有一個優勢就係咧，我哋除咗美國、歐洲、內地、中國咧，我哋都可以做到一啲嘅臨床嘅研究。點解同臨床研究藥物同呢個有咩關係咧？其實所有嘅呢一啲嘅研究咧，一定係要由我哋喺基礎嗰度做起。即係話，如果我哋要做到去香港人要健康嘅話咧，我哋基礎嘅認識一定係要做得好。咁呢個就真係，如果你哋係有興趣入嚟呢個嘅生物醫學課程嘅話咧，咁當你畢業嘅時候，你會發覺咧會有好多工做，呢個即係實際啲啦。跟住如果你真係好有理想嘅話咧，你會有好多機會咧係可以去到真係嘅不同嘅領域去到發展，呢個係都好緊要。咁呢個講得第一樣啦。第二樣就係想講俾大家聽咧，其實即係我哋香港大學李嘉誠醫學院咧，我哋不是淨係唯一一間醫學院，2間醫學院其實都有不同嘅類似嘅課程，有西醫課程啦，有中醫課程啦，有護理課程啦，有藥劑藥理課程啦，亦都有呢個嘅環球呢個醫學課程，亦都好緊要嘅就係有呢個嘅生物醫學課程。其實每一樣嘢咧都係好緊扣住嘅，即係我哋唔可以淨係有西醫冇中醫，唔可以淨係有西醫冇我哋呢個生物醫學課程。而我哋嘅課程裏面咧，好緊要嘅就係着重係要讓我哋每一個同學咧係每一方面咧都會有一個嘅認識。咁將來咧，譬如生物醫學課程嘅同學咧，你哋都應該係喺各方面都會有認識。咁呢個係好緊要將來嘅發展。咁跟住要講嘅咧就係咧，如果我哋話香港大學醫學院，我哋有5個嘅學院，包括呢個生物醫學學院、中醫學院、護理學院、西醫學院同埋呢個嘅公共衛生學院。我可以講俾你聽咧，呢個學院咧，其實佢一路以嚟咧係做得係唔係最好，都係頭嗰2個最好嗰個學院。喺即係教學又好，喺收生又好，喺呢個嘅我哋嘅科研嘅領域嗰度咧又好，都係做得最好。亦都係咧係同我哋其他嘅學院咧攜手合作咧，係又係做得好好。咁少少舉例嘅就係咧，我哋譬如話我又唔知大家有冇留意嘅，其實幾年前咧政府亦都投入好多資源，就希望係喺呢個嘅創科嗰度咧就係做得好啲。Inno Center、Inno Health 有香港全香港有14個嘅 Inno Health Center， 係政府係俾講緊係幾億元嘅投資去讓我哋啲大學去發展。14個裏面有4個咧係呢一間嘅醫學院。咁當然我哋嘅生物醫學學院咧亦都係差唔多每一個都有參與。即係話俾大家聽，其實我哋喺即係遠啲講緊科學嘅研究，我哋個睇得好遠嘅，我哋亦都發展得好好嘅。近啲喺我哋個教學嗰方面咧，亦都係真係希望同學咧可以有一個嘅360度喺醫療醫學嗰度嘅課程咧，係全部都會有經驗有體會，咁亦都有個知識。咁差唔多講到呢度咧都夠啦，你哋都開始會悶噶啦。咁淨係想講咧，而家係12點零鐘啫。我知道你哋都可能會仲會喺我哋呢個校園嗰度周圍其他嘅設施會周圍望嘅睇下嘅。今日天氣都幾好，希望你哋咧係即係睇得開心啊！上上落落呢個山咧都幾好噶。咁你聽日應該會 fit 咗啲噶啦，會到啊。OK，多謝大家。